Hello, welcome to this video, and on this video I am going to be paying tribute to one of the greatest musicians of the 20th century, and that is of course Charlie Parker. But I'm not just going to be paying tribute on my own, no, I am going to be paying tribute with my friend Martin Speake, who is one of the most incredible alto saxophone players in the UK. He came all the way up to do this, and it was an incredible musical experience that you're about to watch. Charlie Parker was a great innovator. Like Louis Armstrong, his innovation was in the melodies he played. Now, of course, melodies can be broken down into harmony and they can be broken down into rhythm. And in both those areas, Charlie Parker changed the way we hear melody. It's a fundamental change. When people start to study bebop, because it's so complex, they do get involved in the harmony of it. And the rhythmical aspects maybe get pushed to the background. But with this duo of drums and saxophone, we are forced to explore the very framework of this music, which is the melody. And the melody is as much the rhythm as it is the harmony. In fact, I would say that, once you take harmony and rhythm and put them together and form a melody, it is that speaks to the person in the street. It communicates to your audience. Melody is so important. And when you say it like that, it seems quite obvious. A little bit about this video. You're pretty much going to see an unedited session. We set up facing each other. We threw just a few microphones up. There was actually only 4 mics on all of this. 2 overheads on the drums, a bass drum mic, and then a mic for the saxophone. In terms of the audio, nothing's really been done to it. It's been panned, slight amount of EQ, that's it. So you're going to hear what's going on in the room, including at certain points you'll hear my left foot keeping time on the hi-hat. It sort of has got into the sound. So it's a very intimate sound. You're going to see it completely unedited. And also we had a conversation about Charlie Parker and improvisation and different drummers and melody. And I'm going to leave all that in, and it's all captured on the same set of mics. We shot it from 2 camera positions. I wanted to keep it really simple. So there's a camera over there, and then there was a camera over there. So that's what you're going to be seeing. So I want to thank Martin for coming up. It was an incredible musical experience for me. I've played every style of music, but first and foremost, I am a jazz fan, as you know. But the chances I get to play jazz, especially with the musicians of Martin's caliber, is very rare, and I felt that Martin pulled something out of me, as great musicians do, and that's always very rewarding. So it was an incredible music experience. I hope you enjoy it. So here we have Martin Speakes and my tribute to the great Charlie Parker. That was cool.
Well, I enjoyed that.
It's great to play with someone who knows where the one is.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
I've got my own one. You can have your own one.
Yeah, that one I always lose it. It's always good when someone else knows where it is.
Well, you know, in this music, there's got to be flexibility, I think.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's not like don't get completely lost all the time, but Elvin Jones is an example. He's not metronomic, you know, and I used to go and see him a lot, And you could, the same with Art Blakey, and you could see the bass players waiting.
Yeah.
When they do trade out 4s and 8s, is waiting for Elvin to hit it. There's flexibility, but now there's a lot more metronomic type players. I mean, I practice with a metronome to check whether I can play in time occasionally, you know. But that's those drummers that we both know of. You know, that's almost a lost art now.
I just loved Elvin so much coming up, and so my whole I mean, I was studying him so much, and with those players, there's like a multiple way of playing time. It's like Sidney Bechet said, you know, if you're going to learn jazz, you've got to learn like 30 ways to play one note, or whatever that saying was.
Oh, he said that.
Yeah, which is a great, you know, that's what you got to learn. And it's the same with time. I think now everyone's gone into the sort of very grid-based time, and they do all clever things with it. But some of the freer drummers were listening to each other and following the phrasing as well, and I think that's what I find very interesting. And when someone's playing such a logical way, yours is very logical, even if it's out.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah, it's like I can sort of just latch on to that. That was really interesting. That is, because I haven't played anything like that for years.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm glad you've driven all the way up and I wasn't. So, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean that's enough for me. That track was great.
Yeah. So Charlie Parker. We're looking at Charlie Parker.
Well, you suggested, you emailed me and suggested, why don't we play some Charlie Parker tunes?
Yeah.
Or tunes associated with them too. So that was called Drifting on a Reed, sometimes called Bigfoot.
Yeah.
When he played it live, and it's a blues. And the thing that I have to say, the thing that most people miss, including me for a long time, is the rhythm. So what I've done with several of his compositions, I've taken the rhythms and written new melodies to them. And sometimes people don't recognise the original, which means everyone's hearing pitch first. Most people hear melody, the pitch first, rather than in this kind of culture, Western culture. I think people hear, there's nothing wrong with that, you know, hearing melody first. I love melodies, and those melodies are strong, you know, but there's something else going on. And I'm always having conversations, well, not always, but occasionally having conversations with Steve Coleman, a saxophone player, about this, who's like he's a real expert on Charlie Parker, and I occasionally ask him something, you know, what the hell's going on here? Oh, yeah. And he's got his own views. Not that we both necessarily agree on anything.
But the form that you're playing over is rhythmical to start with, isn't it? I mean, that's what I'm just singing the melody.
Oh, yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing. Exactly. You could play that, exactly. If we play, I'm not actually brilliant at that, but what the thing is about drummers, you're not playing any harmony. You're not playing chord. I mean, you're playing the harmony in the form of the piece. Yeah. What you've touched on there is so important. If you say, let's play a blues, so people get in their mind, right, it's 12 bars, that's it, rather than the blues that we're playing. This particular blues is very different. The form's the same, but what you're touching on, the rhythmic. The melody, the rhythm of the melody is unlike any other blues. So it's great to play with drummers who are playing off of that. Even if I'm not playing off it, you know, you can comp the whole melody but on its own with me, and that'd be amazing actually, with me just improvising on top of it. And that's just fantastic. And I could do the same. Yeah. You know, I could keep playing the melody, the rhythm of the melody, and you improvise on it, and then we've got a structure which is another level on top of the 12-bar blues.
And the thing is, in a way, it's simpler. If you're learning jazz and someone says the form is the tune, which is what my dad told me when I was a little kid. I was listening to some jazz and I said, "What's going on, Dad?" And he said, "Just sing the tune through the solos."
Exactly, yeah.
And the tune tells you where you are.
Yeah.
Melody is understandable by everybody. Harmony's not. You have to imagine it, don't you, and think of chords and what's in those.
Right, exactly.
But as soon as you take that harmony and pull it out rhythmically, you get a melody, and the melody communicates. And I think Charlie Parker's great innovation is a new rhythmical vocabulary, which is what we're playing, isn't it? It's hard as well, isn't it? It's because it's
when you really get into it, it's so sophisticated and it's very syncopated. That's the thing about it. So we might play Donna Lee in a minute, okay? And this is a beautiful tune, but it's not as syncopated because it's by Miles Davis.
Yeah.
It's not as syncopated as Charlie Parker's
No.
tunes. And you can tell compositionally it's different. It's a really beautiful tune because there's some great things in that. He displaces the harmony, but there's not rhythmic sophistication, syncopation much in it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's great we should do that as a contrast, you know, that tune at some point.
Shall we do Donna Lee then?
Do you want to do it now?
Yeah. Do you want to do it fast?
Maybe just do it. I don't want to do it fast, no, but maybe just a little bit, different
bits.
tempo.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, what I used to do.
I was going to say, don't do it any slower than that.
That'd
be harder for me.
Well,
because then I'll have to be more accurate.
Well, I'll tell you something about what you just said. That's very interesting. So when I used to teach before I was cancelled, maybe
you're teaching now, Martin.
Most of your viewers will know that. Maybe know a bit about my story, but more than one college I did this, and there's a great album by Bill Carruthers, who's a piano player, and it's a trio album. And on that album, he plays Donna Lee as a ballad. And I, without saying anything, I put the track on to the class, said, what tune is this? And nobody could recognise it. So this is what's really interesting. We associate tempos with tunes. So it's actually really good to play Donna Lee as a ballad, or much slower, and a Cherokee as a ballad, you know, and then ballads as faster tempos. It's just for me. I like that because it challenges me, and I try and hopefully get out some cliches. But that was an interesting experience because he was playing the melody, but loosely. Bill Carruthers on this recording. Can't remember the name of the album, but people can check that out because it's fascinating. And I did that in 2 colleges. Maybe one of them got it at one of the colleges. And then when I told them, oh yeah, of course it is, yeah. It's amazing, associating tunes with tempos.
I mean, with Donna Lee, we'll do it now. I think what's interesting is, we know, because there's only us 2, I said, you want to come up and just do drums and sax.
I love you.
But when you actually sit down, you start to realise, what are we actually playing over? Because the whole thing with jazz is you can come up here and we can play some interesting, sophisticated music that we can express ourselves in. And we haven't rehearsed, have we? There's no rehearsal. We don't. I mean, this is the first time we've met face to face.
Yeah.
And so I know Donna Lee. You know Donna Lee, and so that becomes the key to this that we're about to do. It's really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it. It's like Keith Jarrett called it a tribal language, and that's what it is. It's like, because that band, the Keith Jarrett trio, never rehearsed ever. They never rehearsed. He would get to a gig, maybe run a couple of new tunes that he wanted to do. You can see it as a contrasting thing with Brad Meldau's trio, which was amazing as well. But that was much more rehearsed. I just thought of those 2 things. But yeah, what you're saying is so important. That's why I love these opportunities of playing with. It's great to meet you, and because you've supported me. It's beautiful, and I really appreciate that. But I love the opportunities of spontaneously playing. But we, as you say, we've done some work. We know the tunes. We know these melodies. It's not like we're playing with something we don't know, but we haven't played with each other before.
No, that's what's interesting.
So our interpretation, the way you play, affects how I play.
And you know what's interesting? I always say this. It always sounds really hippified. I always go, underneath it all, music's made out of love. And I can't see how you can't go into the situation. So I started playing something, and I'm thinking, does Martin think I'm any good? Am I doing all right? And then I did something, and you went, well, and I saw you react. So I thought, he's loving it. He's loving it. And I thought, and that's connection. It's not about chops and showing off. It's trying to get that connection, isn't it? And when you feel that, suddenly it all goes, whoa.
For me, that is it exactly. And you also touched on something else there that Kenny Werner talks about in Effortless Mastery. I don't know whether you've read that book. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, because you touched on something there where you think, worried about what the other person thinks. Yeah. Don't worry about that. I've had to kind of try and get rid of that idea over Of course, we do care to a certain extent, and I want to get on with you and all that.
Yeah.
But when we play, we should not give a shit, really.
Yeah.
In the sense of just trying to be in the moment all the time. And it's like a conversation with people. You can see it with some people that they're trying to. I'm not really a people pleaser.
Yeah.
You've probably gathered that, right?
Never.
But I recommend everyone do that.
Yeah.
Just so you can be yourself more. I'm totally myself now, as I think you are.
Yeah, I'm doing the YouTube.
Direction of your life.
Doing the YouTube's made me realise that what they like is me being me. And a lot of the things which I don't like about myself entertains them. So then you start to do more, because you're a jazz saxophonist. I'm like a working drummer. I've just played everything. My love is jazz. I've never really played jazz. I do pick-up gigs with local jazz guys and play.
Okay.
But I've never focused in the jazz world, but it's my favourite thing. So this is intimidating because, I've known you as a player for 40 odd years. I know you can play.
You said you knew itchy fingers.
Yeah, so it's this is one of the things that I want to get across on the channel is that anybody can play together, and anybody can express themselves, and you should be just pleased and proud to be able just to do it, I think, because so many people are worried about, am I going to be any good, do you know what I mean? It's
so you find that we're finding a common ground. We just played one tune, and we're finding a common ground with both of our sounds. That's all you can do. It's saying duo, which is the most intimate music. Yeah, this is great. I love duos.
Well, let's do it then. So, are you going to give me some keys, sort of how sort of speed you want to do it?
Should we do it? You know what I used to do? There's a recording of an album of mine called Charlie Parker, and when I used to play this tune, I would play it slow first, unaccompanied, and then it was a quartet. I'll just explain this first. So it was a quartet. So I play a chorus unaccompanied.
Yeah.
Then Mike Oucher, the guitar player, would join me. This is improvising. The next chorus we play together. Then the bass player would join. Then the drummer would join. We all play together, improvising, no melody, and then play the melody. And then we do the same thing again, faster.
Let's do that then.
No. That's what I did with quartet. We'll just to see what happens. We could change the tempo.
You come in and I'll follow you in.
Yeah.
I won't know what's happening. You start playing, because that's how we did the other one, and I deliberately didn't come in straight away. I thought, let's just see where you're at.
Yeah, I'll just start improvising rather than playing the melody. We might never play the melody. We'll see. Or you can play the melody.
Outline those changes, though. I need to be able to hear
you. Or you can play the melody.
No, I'll come in. I'll let you start.
Let's not do it fast. Let's not do it fast. The original's not that fast, actually. Anyway. Good version.
Yeah, and you that was really interesting because there's a point where you left the form, of course.
Just stayed on a groove.
Didn't tell me, and you outlined it. It was almost like that Killer Joe groove. I could hear the chords.
Right, yeah, something like that. Yeah, like two dominant chords down the tones. Yeah, yeah, because you've listened to so much music, so you're going to get it.
Yeah, it's interesting. So once I was in there, it's funny, and it's interesting with this lineup that you can be extremely free, but when you groove, it's like it's also really free, isn't it? You just hold the groove down, you've got loads of space to go wherever you want. So,
and the thing about it is, because we're not dealing with a bass player or piano player or anything, we can change gears at any time.
Yeah.
and we're both experienced enough to deal with that.
Yeah,
so I went back to the tune, and you're with me straight away.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Well, we've got a third one to do, which I don't know, and I thought, well, I won't listen to it.
Oh, you not heard it at all?
I listened to it once. It must be a rare one. What's it called? Segment or something?
No, it's like it's one of the very few minor tunes of Charlie Parker, and it's an original sequence. Most of the sequences are blues and rhythm. I got rhythm changes. Confirmation is an original chord sequence, I think, and this one, segment or diverse. I mean, I don't think he titled a lot of the tunes. They were titled after the studio. But we can do that, or we can do something else. They were just three that occurred to me.
Well, what do you want to do? It's up to you, Mark. You're the guest.
Well, we can play.
I want to do something with brushes. Because I never played brushes.
Do it with brushes. You've never played brushes.
I'm not a brush master. But I say that now. But,
you haven't read the book Brush Artistry, then?
I've got Finny Jojo's book.
Is that what he calls it? I can't remember.
He's got loads of drawings of circles. It's all different circles.
He was an incredible brush player, yeah. Amazing.
So, what should we do?
Well, should we do it then? Do you want to do it?
Yeah. But I don't know it, so I'm going to really be feeling my way on this. What's the
it's
sort of
like
groove? If I know the groove that we've got, I should...
let me just keep playing the tune, and you come up with something.
Okay, then, lovely. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And just keep doing it, so... It's the 32.
It's the tune. This is what's coming out of this video, is tunes.
Yeah,
tunes are important, aren't they?
I think they are. I think they're very important, yeah. And some people, and I'm not an expert at that either at all, play off the tune really well. I mean, I know the older players' original thing, that was what they were doing most of the time, 100 years ago, whatever. Earlier jazz, it's totally off the melody. That got lost a bit, but there are some great players who, it's really playing off the melody. It's so deep,
I'm sure that's how jazz started. It's people. I think the word jazz, when people said, "Oh, well, let's jazz it up," or
yeah, right.
I know there's all these theories, but I think it was players who didn't read that well, and they rather than going, dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 they start going
they embellish the melody,
right. and then with the early jazz, it's always question and answer. That's something that's been lost, because when you go back to listen to a lot of the great players from the classic period, they're always imagining an answer. And then when I start soloing, I'm thinking I'm just filling it. It's really hard to think like Louis Armstrong's, like.
Right.
He also answers himself, doesn't he? He's got these.
Talking to him, so.
The next tune we're about to do, which is All of Me, which is a jazz standard, very well known jazz standard, I decided to play with brushes, and I'm going to do something different with this one. Rather than having the audio that was recorded, you are just going to hear the camera audio. I really want on this channel to push this idea that people can go in a room and play together. You don't have to edit it in Pro Tools. You don't have to try and play perfectly or whatever it is. So what you are now going to see is the raw session, unadulterated. I thought this might be quite interesting. And what's beautiful about brushes is as soon as you start to play brushes, the sound balance of the kit suddenly works with an acoustic instrument in the room. It's all naturally balanced. And when you hear it on the camera audio, you can hear that natural balance. A lot of modern rock music isn't like that. It's quite false in the soundscapes. You need engineers to pull it all together. Often if you put a camera up in the room and record a rock band, it sounds pretty, awful, because the internal sound balance is not there. And this is an art form that has been forgotten, I think, in music making, is the idea of internal balance. There's a famous story about Charlie Parker, actually, where they were doing a practice session and Max Roach, the drummer, had got off the drums. So Charlie Parker sits on the drums and he starts playing this stuff. And he's got the saxophone in his lap and he goes, "Check out this, Max." And the thing that shocked Max was how, of the four instruments he was playing, Charlie Parker was able to balance them perfectly. This is a key to drumming and it's a key to ensemble playing. But as soon as you plug into an amp and your volume is there in the knob rather than in the air, it changes everything. So I really wanted to show you what two musicians playing in a room sounds like. So this is All of Me, by myself and Martin Speake.
What's come out of this, when we've got nothing else, it's the melody that you're holding on to.
Yeah, and I just, now in my mind, I've decided not to play that tune and play a standard song that just came to my mind.
Yeah, go on then.
That you probably know.
What is it?
All of Me.
Yeah, yes, do that.
For some reason I've just thought of that.
Very good, yes. That was lovely. Right, we're going to go and do something else now. This will be hopefully interesting. I had this idea with Martin of bringing him up, doing a free improvised piece. This is entirely improvised. There was not even a conversation about what we were going to do. You'll see this in the video. And we improvised for about 10 minutes, I think. Then, in the recording process, I set a number of gates up within the tracking. So there's 4 tracks here. We've got a bass drum, 2 overheads, and a saxophone. Now, what I did with the saxophone was create MIDI notes from the saxophone. And I sent those MIDI notes into 2 places. One is playing bass notes. So these bass notes correspond exactly with what Martin's playing. And the other one is sending it to a sort of ethereal pad, a sort of synthetic stringy type of sound, which is also adding another harmonic component. Then the gates are set up on my bass drum and on the overheads. And I placed one gate on the bass sounds that are being produced and open that gate utilising my bass drum. So every time I hit the bass drum, whatever notes Martin is playing at that time plays the corresponding bass note, but nothing else. So you're only hearing a bass note on my bass drum. And then the snare drum and the kit is triggering the pad sounds, which again is has got a gate that is being triggered by that. So you only hear those notes when I'm hitting the snare and the toms quite hard to set the gate at a certain point. So what you're going to hear now is completely coming, all these sort of synthetic effects and stuff that's going on is completely coming from Martin's saxophone. Now, this is very interesting for me because if you do something that's completely improvised and then you create using digital technology that sort of structure, you now start to go, well, that bass is corresponding exactly with the bass drum and with the notes he's playing, and it suddenly brings out the compositional aspect of improvisation. Improvisation is composition, and composition is notated or recorded improvisation. We tend to see those two things as separate, but they are actually exactly the same thing. So this is a little bit of an experiment, and what's very exciting is that I did this after Martin left, so he's never heard this as well, so it'll be interesting to see what he thinks about this, but this is what it is. This is an experiment. So here is an improvisation, and towards the end we return to another Charlie Parker tune called Segment. Now, Martin caught me out there. I didn't expect him to do it, and so he went into it, and I actually, when he first goes to the melody, I pull away all the effects so you can hear just the Charlie Parker melody, and I bring them in. So that's the end of the video, really. So I hope you enjoyed this one. You've still got a bit of music to listen to, but if you did enjoy it and you want to watch these more intelligent, more esoteric, more music-based videos, I mean, this is what I want to do. This is one of the most intense, one of the most interesting creative videos I've made on my channel. And I know the views will be pretty low, but if you are one of those people, you have to like and comment and subscribe and do all those things. And if you really want to support me, obviously I have a Patreon, I've got a membership, and I have a PayPal too. tip jar. And of course, Martin, he came all the way up to London. I couldn't pay him, of course, you know, and he's returned back. So if you want to put a little bit of money in the PayPal tip jar and say for Martin, I will pass that on to him. So he actually got paid for playing great music, which is always the thing we're trying to work out to find a way of doing. So I've done all the selling. I've told you to engage and, you know, and give us money. So I've done all the jobs a YouTuber should do on a video. So now I will say goodbye to you all and leave you with this free improvisation stroke segment by Charlie Parker, performed by myself and the great Martin Speake.
What's that?
Segment. That's segment.
Is it?
You got it. I thought better play it anyway.
We did it anyway. Brilliant. Oh, I think we've got enough for you, Martin.